setting up bowler. So we both knew each other's game, and that made things interesting. You know, every time after playing a big shot, I would walk up to him and I said, I knew you were setting him up, weren't you? And then similarly, he would come and tell me. So, you know, we've had wonderful times. When you got two guys who've been around for a long time and they know each other's game so well, there's bound to be some success there.
Oh, the funniest incident ever was actually with Saurav. It was April Fool's Day and we were playing Pakistan in Cochin. We were playing in Cochin and it was April Fool's Day and and overnight me and Bajji made plans that, you know, April Fool, we're going to go for Saurav. And we drafted a paper, you know, we put like Times of India news that Saurav has accused his own players, he's accused Harbhajan for you know, indiscipline, or he's against Yuvraj and like against Rahul and Sachin, and we made all this report. And next day before the game, you know, Harbhajan started off saying that, what is this Saurav, what are you saying in the press? And he just walked off the dressing room with his kit bag. And I said a few words and everybody came in, and Saurav he was so upset. He said, boys, you know, if I have said anything like this, I will resign just now. And his face became really red. And you know, Rahul couldn't see him like that, and Rahul just started laughing, and then we started laughing. I think making Saurav Ganguly Bakra that day was one of the funniest moments of Indian cricket till now.
May have pitched outside. Oh, he's given. First ball duck for Alex Stewart. Indians on fire. We talked about Nasir Hussain being a big wicket. This is another huge one for India.
Greg Chappell disturbed the equilibrium of Indian cricket. Trust in the coach was no longer existent. The most turbulent period in Indian cricket started with the away series of Zimbabwe.
There was some suggestion, you've just come back from the press conference, there was some suggestion there that there was talk of maybe stepping down from the captaincy. Was there too much to that?
Not from my point of view, not from me personally.
Was it ever suggested to you then?
Yes, it was.
It couldn't be very easy then. I mean, you're going out there, there's someone suggesting that maybe you're not the right man. Was that the reason there was a lot of pressure on you? Or are we reading too much into it?
Well, I don't want to elaborate the issue, don't want to go into it much more, but probably it gave me the kick to fight on for 6 hours.
Saurav was dethroned from the captaincy after winning an abroad series in Zimbabwe, where he himself scored a century. The Chappell-Saurav saga began from this very series.
Yeah, the Saurav that I met in the middle of 2005 was a very different person and a very different batsman from the one that I'd seen in Sydney in 2003. It wasn't the same person. He didn't have the confidence, he didn't have the vision. His vision was very narrow and very short-termed.
Well, that's completely his opinion. I would not agree to that. Every time a team loses, you get to hear all sorts of all these questions.
We had a couple of discussions that I thought were leading towards the right direction, but then very soon I saw that it wasn't going in that right direction.
He was also misguided by a lot of people, around who gave him wrong information, and he didn't go by first-hand experience. He probably dealt with a lot of information which was wrongly informed to him.
Nobody's 100% right, nobody's 100% wrong, and I don't claim to be 100% right. There are things that maybe we could have done differently, and I could have done differently.
Well, I think it was unfortunate whatever happened. Obviously, there were issues of captaincy, issues of who would run the team, and I was a bit surprised, honestly, with these issues.
Look, the Saurav Ganguly that burst onto the international stage was an exciting and talented player, and I think his batting perhaps has been overshadowed by his captaincy.
I don't know about that. I think he's achieved a lot as a captain, and I think he's achieved a lot as a batsman as well. So yeah, I think they're two different things, and I don't think you can put a mark or a number to it and then say this has overshadowed that. I think he's he's done well in both forms of the game. He's captained his country, so I don't see why that should happen.
I think he was more happy to be the leader and to be the visionary.
Whatever said and done, in a cricket team, captain's always going to run the show because he actually does things on the park, and it's with any cricket team in the world. It's not just India and me, or it's not just me and Chappell, but it's the right way to go about with every good teams in the world, and you see that's the way it's gone on.
Chappell's philosophy was completely different from Ganguly's philosophy, where individual was not important, star system was not important, and Chappell even felt at some extent that Sachin Tendulkar was not important. I just published what Chappell said officially, but before that, privately he said so much that the entire media knew about it, the players knew about it. I mean, they did not hide their feelings for each other. And when I spoke to Ganguly, he already knew about it, number one. Number two is that, but despite my repeated persuasion, he refused to say anything, and he had a very logical point of view. He said that if this mail has already reached the board will ask for my explanation. And why should I give my explanation to the media? Chappell, if he has done it, is his problem. But as far as I am concerned, the Indian captain will only speak to the Indian board.
Change of power in Indian cricket happened both on and off the ground. Sourav Ganguly was dropped.
Sourav obviously was dropped for not right reasons.
He went through some tough phases, very, very tough phases.
I never thought that such things exist in cricket, in sport. And those incidents was not only an eye-opener for me in sport, but an eye-opener for me in life. And
যখন হিসেব খাতা খুলছো মুছতে চাইছো কারোর নাম এভাবেই কি মেটাচ্ছ তার এতদিনের পরিশ্রমের দাম আবার যখন হিসেব খাতা খুলছো মুছতে চাইছো কারোর নাম এভাবেই কি মেটাচ্ছ তার এতদিনের পরিশ্রমের দাম চেপে রেখো বেঁধে রেখো সবাই মুখ তুলে ঘুরে দাঁড়াবার সময় ঘুরে দাঁড়াবোই ঘুরে দাঁড়াবোই ঘুরে 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 দাঁড়াবোই ঘুরে দাঁড়াবোই ঘুরে দাঁড়াবোই ঘুরে 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 দাঁড়াবোই ঘুরে দাঁড়াবোই ঘুরে দাঁড়াবোই ঘুরে 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 দাঁড়াবোই ঘুরে দাঁড়াবোই ঘুরে দাঁড়াবোই ঘুরে ঘুরে ঘুরে
Dilip Vengsarkar became the chairman of the selectors committee and set aside the disorder prevailing.
Hey, what's up? Good morning. And Kolkata should be celebrating because the Prince of Kolkata has been selected once again for the Indian cricket team. Clap, 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 clap. Saurav Ganguly should be on that flight to South Africa. Right now, I believe he is at the Eden Gardens practicing, sweating it out. And no one knows better than Saurav Ganguly how much he wanted this. Of course, a person who's been constantly telling others that he does not really need to prove himself any longer. But still, as a nation, as a Bengali, we all feel proud of this man. And
In an early winter evening, Saurav left for South Africa to fight a lone battle. For Bengal, it was the question of existence in world sports. The whole family went to the airport. Everyone knew that he will have only one chance to show his heart again.
One thing is certain for Saurav Ganguly, that if he decides that he has to score runs, he will score runs, and he has proved time and again. But as a reporter, I will never forget that 51 and before that, the 87 something in the Potchefstroom, in the warm-up game. I think he gave a clear indication to the selectors, to the team management, that he's there to stay.
When I went to South Africa, when I boarded that flight, I spoke to myself that I might get hit, which I would on those quick wickets. I might break an arm, break a finger, I might get killed. But I'll come back from the series scoring runs.